Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Thank you for joining me here today. It's been a while since I last posted a video. I've just been really busy with coursework, with teaching. I need to be able to teach online. So my managers, they've just given me some coursework to do, which will qualify me to teach online. So guys, I've been really busy. No wonder teachers are leaving the profession, because they get given more and more responsibilities with the same pay, you know, more administration work, more courses, but with no extra pay. Anyway, we're here for Elvis today, and I just got a little bit sidetracked. So I'm super excited to share Elvis with you guys. So Elvis has been my idol since I was a little girl, and when people criticize Elvis for whatever reason, I just want to protect him. I get upset, and I just want to protect his legacy, you know. I like to uncover the truth by doing proper research, proper fact checking, and I fact check everything before I post it. And Elvis has been unfairly criticised over the years. Now let's take a look at one of these criticisms. Elvis has often been criticised for not writing his own songs and not performing his own music, composing his own music. But just remember, guys, Elvis was a performer. He was a singer, a dancer, an actor. He played the guitar. He played the piano very well. He was skilled in lots of different areas. And he didn't have any professional training to be a singer or an actor. It just came naturally to him. So, he was so gifted. He had the greatest voice I've ever heard anyway. When Elvis started out, during the 1950s, songwriters and performers worked separately. So singers would contact songwriters for songs. You know, that was how it was done in that era. Artists like Elvis Presley, Frank Sinatra, Bing Crosby, Aretha Franklin, Tom Jones, Nat King Cole, and many others. For example, lots of Motown artists, they worked with professional songwriters. Even the Beatles didn't write their own songs in the beginning. It only came later on in their career. So they started writing their own material later on. So there was a division of labour between singers and songwriters. Songwriters would write the songs and singers would perform the songs. With Elvis, it wasn't about writing songs. That was not his job. He was a performer. It was about the unique way he would interpret those songs and made them his own. It's about his performance as an artist. He just put so much emotion and passion into his songs. So people were so stunned and amazed by how Elvis could take a song, transform it, and make it unforgettable. He would transform the rhythm, the beat, the harmony. He was a soul man. Elvis was a soul man. He injected so much soul into his music, into his songs. He sang with feeling and with meaning. And he sounded authentic. The way he interpreted songs was very creative. It was an art. He elevated songs and put his own stamp on them. So Elvis recorded many covers over the years, many cover songs, many cover versions, and made them his own. So at the end of the day, the songs would be remembered as Elvis songs, Elvis Presley songs. The original versions faded into obscurity So Elvis took a song, he made it sound a million times better than the original version, as far as I'm concerned. So all the covers became known as Elvis songs. People thought that Elvis was the original artist. They didn't realize that the songs were covers. They were cover versions recorded by Elvis. They didn't realize there was an original artist, because the original artist paled into insignificance. Elvis was a genius in the way he transformed the songs and made them legendary. This was an art in itself. And it was difficult to do that. He made the songs iconic. He just had this ability. His voice was magical. He had the voice of an angel. And his stage presence, oh my God, it was electrifying. He had the ability to make a song feel like it was written just for you, you know? That's what made him a legend. Elvis created this system of work. He created this system, tongue twister. He created this system. He worked inside this system where the interpretation of the songs was more valued than the actual songwriting. He was very authentic. He sang with meaning and had really strong emotions when he sang. He was very powerful. His voice was very powerful. He sang with spirituality and depth. And he sang in a very sincere way, because all the emotions he was going through, you know, he interpreted the emotions into the song itself. He impacted people emotionally. He just poured his heart out. He chose his songs very carefully. He was a perfectionist, and he just sang. His songs had a big impact on people emotionally. The songs resonated with people. They were relatable, and Elvis sang in such a way as though he was living the lyrics, living the story of a song. Like the story and the lyrics were happening to him in real life, and those emotions, these stories, it happened to him in real life. Elvis, you know, he didn't just take a song, he injected energy into it. He injected aggression, energy. I'm thinking of songs like Jailhouse Rock, Hound Dog, Suspicious Minds, and many more. He combined and fused together. He fused gospel music, country music, blues, rhythm and blues. He took all these genres and brought them into mainstream audiences. And by combining all these genres, he created rock and roll. And that's why they call him the king of rock and roll. He was the founder, the creator of rock and roll. And this was revolutionary in its day. He shaped the sound. So Elvis was more than just a singer. He was more than just a songwriter. Although he didn't write songs, he played a big role in selecting the material, arranging the material, shaping it the way it was presented. He presented it. He was like a director, curating the songs, sculpting them, and giving them his own unique sound. And he worked very closely with musicians and producers just to mold and blend the music into the way he liked it. he made a song his own, and his version sounded much better than the original. So, not writing a song does not mean Elvis wasn't creative. His creativity was not just writing the lyrics of a song. You know, you need to think about his performance, his timing, his stage movements, his vocals, his emotional storytelling. This was all creativity. Millions and billions of people connected to the songs because of the way he delivered the songs, with meaning, with passion, with emotion. He had the most incredible voice ever, ever. Elvis was an influencer. He broke social barriers. He launched rock and roll into the mainstream arena. He promoted black music, black musicians' music. He influenced all genres of music. He didn't need to write songs. He had a great cultural impact on songs. He had artistic impact. He had vision, courage, and a God-given gifted talent. Anyway, guys, come to think of it, when did Elvis ever get the time to write his own songs during his short lifetime on this earth? He was busy shooting films for the last 12 years of his life. After he came out of the movie contracts, he started doing concerts and traveling all over the world and all over the country. Colonel Tom Parker got Elvis performing concerts non-stop without a break. He performed concerts back to back all over the country, all over the USA. The Colonel took 50% of Elvis's wages. Can you believe that? The Colonel worked him to death. By the time Elvis reached 40 years old, he was burnt out. So, supposing Elvis didn't die at 42, he may have gone on to write his own songs and to compose his own music. Just the Colonel never allowed Elvis to grow and develop and stretch his creativity. He booked endless concerts for him, endless tours. You know, we need to give the guy a break. Give Elvis a break. Elvis wanted to be a dramatic actor, and a serious dramatic actor. He had the chance to act alongside Barbra Streisand in the film A Star Is Born, but the Colonel put a stop to it. The Colonel stopped Elvis visiting other countries because the Colonel himself was an illegal immigrant, yeah, and he didn't have proper immigration documents to travel. You know, Elvis was a good actor. He had a few serious dramatic roles in some of his films. Films like, you have King Creole, Jailhouse Rock, Flaming Star, Wild in the Country, and his last film was called Change of Habit. And in those films, he had dramatic roles. Not all his films were romantic comedies, romantic musicals, where Elvis was singing, chasing the girls were chasing him, and Elvis had never had any vocal lessons, never had any acting lessons. He taught himself music. He taught himself to dance, to act, to read music, to play the guitar, to perform, to play the piano. He was a natural performer. He didn't need lessons. He was gifted. There was only so much Elvis could have done in his short life. He was thrust into stardom at such a very young age. His fame grew very quickly, literally overnight. He was an overnight sensation. But the Colonel, I don't know why I'm calling him the Colonel, by the way. I'm not going to call him the Colonel. His real name is Andreas. He's no Colonel. Andreas stunted Elvis's growth. He stopped his creativity, stopped him starring in big blockbuster films, stopped him starring in big dramatic roles. And the thing is, nobody criticizes other singers for not writing their own material. They just like to criticize Elvis. Elvis never claimed to be a songwriter. He never pretended to be something he wasn't. Elvis had the best songwriters in the world to write material for him. Songwriting was really unfamiliar to him, and he just didn't want to go into unfamiliar territory. He didn't have the time. He was busy singing, acting, touring, doing interviews. Elvis concentrated on perfecting his own gift. Why go into something that's unknown? He was performing was his art. That's the gift he had. And boy, oh boy, did he nail it. His stage presence, his charisma, and he had an ear for music. He knew what people connected with, you know. He knew how to get people's hearts, you know, get into people's hearts. Anyway, the emotion he put into his songs was second to none. And I repeat, second to none. He could express pain, passion, swagger, tenderness, emotions, yearning, longing into his songs. And he was going through those motions in his own life. You know, he went through trauma. He went through losing his girlfriends, losing his wife, his child being taken away from him, and living with the mother, going back, moving out of Graceland and moving with Priscilla to California. So he experienced those losses. His songs were relatable, you know. He was actually a perfectionist, and when he was recording songs, he would do so many takes for the songs just to get it right, just to go beyond perfect. He went the extra mile. When he was working with musicians and producers, he worked with them very closely, and he made all the recommendations about the production, about how he sang the song. He had a lot of say in everything. He had in what he was recording. You know, one day he would I remember one time he was looking for a guitarist, and it took him many days and many nights to find the best guitarist. He would interview so many guitarists. They would come and go for interviews. He heard them all out. He heard them perform. And he went through everybody to select the best one for the group. I mean, Elvis had an exceptional vocal range. His voice could melt hearts, and he also had a good control of his voice. And he had deep emotional intelligence as well. He was just a natural performer, spontaneous, energetic. He broke taboos, and there was so much electricity. He generated so much electricity during his performances. They were just so electrifying. He chose his own songs. He wasn't just singing what he was told to sing, you know that. He understood rhythm, harmony and production. And he broke the norm. He broke the norms and he opened doors for other musicians to express themselves freely, to express their music in their own way. And that's what Elvis done. That was his creativity, the interpretation of the songs. And Elvis also used his body language to express himself during his performances, when it wasn't done before. Elvis was just a very versatile singer. He could sing all genres of music, you know. He was the best ballad singer in the world, as far as I'm concerned, you know. I mean, I'm thinking of other singers, ballad singers, but for me, he's the best ballad singer in the world. He was creative in his style as well. Remember the jumpsuits, the karate moves, the slick back leather suits, you know? His black leather suit, oh my God, he looks so sexy in that. Elvis's voice, his velvety, smooth, seductive, soft, soulful, powerful, poetic, emotional, storytelling voice. It flowed like liquid gold. That's what people say. I know I'm going over the top about Elvis, but that's how I feel about him. His voice felt. Let me remember how it was. What people used to say. It flowed like liquid gold. And Elvis was very well known for his generosity. He was a humanitarian. Money meant nothing to him personally. He just wanted to give it to people, make people happy. He just gave it all away. He gave all his money, his presents to people. He gave away cars and homes. He gave away all his jewelry to even complete strangers. He just enjoyed helping people. He gave away money quietly and in secret to charities. He gave money very often. He donated to charities and hospitals, and he didn't want attention for his generosity. So, and I just love Elvis the performer, and I love Elvis the man even more. You know, for me, the guy was, the guy meant more to me than the performer. So my final thoughts are, Elvis didn't need to write. Elvis didn't need to write songs. He had a wide range of talents beyond singing and composing music and writing songs. These talents, they just made him extraordinary. Elvis was a mystical, magical, spellbinding person, the likes of which we'll never see in our lifetime and beyond. Anyway, I've been going on and on about Elvis today. I've been yapping on non-stop. So that's it from me now, guys. Let me know your thoughts and your ideas in the comments below. And I love reading your comments, by the way. I read them all. And don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. And I would love to hear from you, and I would love for you to join our wonderful Elvis family here. You know, I'd love to have you on board. That's it really. And thank you for joining me today. Thank you for watching. Wishing everybody a healthy, happy day, health and happiness and safety. You guys have a great day and look after each other, look after yourselves. Take care. I love you all.